Greetings, greetings, greetings to everyone and everything. We are the Dawn of Ascension show, and I am here with my Ascension Soul team, Susie, Gina, and Aubrey, and we're here to talk about our tools, our views, and our journey through these wild and wonky and crazy vibrations that we're living through during these ascension times every day and in this moment. Today, we want to talk about being who you truly are, being authentically you. You are source. And that was the message of Jesus. You are source, and it's about going within and finding that source light within each and every one of us. And when you go in to find that source light, you will find it within your heart. And it's a very bright light that you can tap into at any time. And it's so loving and it's so huge and it's so awesome and it's wonderful. And to get to this light, you need to find the balance of the yin and yang, the dark and light. And that is what each and every one of us has participated in both of, and we've participated in our karmic cycle in both of these aspects. We've been the good guy, we've been the bad guy. We all have to admit that. Aubrey, 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 what can you expand on this authentically you subject today?
Thanks, Arlene. Well, today we're going to talk a little bit about source and what source is and kind of how we're all connected through it. So we've we've talked a little bit before about source and what source is. What source is is everything everywhere all at once. It is everything that has ever existed and will ever exist. And when I say everything, I mean every sentience, every situation, every drama, every joy, every sorrow. All of that is energy, and that energy is all combined to create source. Now, source is constantly moving and growing. It's seeking to learn and expand itself at all times. And so that's where we come in when we are, and it also, source kind of gets a little bored of itself, experiencing everything all at the same time. Eventually, like there are limits. And so what source has done is created different pieces of itself to expand and learn and grow. And that's where we all come in. So at the very, very center of every single one of our hearts is source. That is where you find source. Source is not in a central sun. Source is not out there. Source is in here. And at the very center of my heart is the original source point. And the very center of your heart is also the exact same original source point. Every single one of us, if you go deep enough into your heart, you'll find source. And what you'll start finding is the more that you expand into that source and start expanding that into yourself, the more that you remember, that you did all of this all along. You chose into this. You created yourself in order to experience yourself. And now that kind of gets a lot to take in when you're coming from a human perspective. But it's a really good way to look at that is through what Arlene was saying, is that we've all played the many parts in all of the history of existence. We've played the bad guy, we played the good guy. And if you've done any healing work at all, you'll know that as you go to heal yourself, one of the biggest healing things you can do is take accountability for your part in every situation you ever put yourself in. The longer that you stay in a victimhood mentality and versus taking accountability for putting yourself in that position, and the longer that you stay away from taking accountability for the way that you've harmed others, like all of those situations come together for our betterment and for our growth and for our learning. And they're situations that we've all put ourselves in on purpose in order to learn and grow so that source can then continue to expand itself. And I personally love the wisdom of source. the more that you find forgiveness and compassion and understanding for the people around you, because they are also just as valid sparks of source as you are, and and I mean everyone. Everything that exists because source has decided that that is something that is the best course of action for our growth, for our collective growth. So the more that you understand that, the more that you take that into account in the way that you interact with other people, the less that you feel the need to judge, the less that you feel that you need to prove yourself worthy of existing, because everyone gets to exist and everyone gets to grow and everyone gets to learn and experience.
I think for me personally, the part that I found so satisfying was the fact that Source doesn't judge. There's no judgment. We're the ones that judge, oh, we did this bad and we need to feel bad. That's our judgment. Source doesn't judge. It's just something that happened. It's just a storyline and it's just an expression. Um, that was that was the most satisfying part for me. Gina, 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 what you got, girl?
I'm not quite sure, but a lot a lot of it has to do in looking inside is to also pay attention to what's going on outside. And that judging part is, I find the most difficult, really, to not judge other people and to realize that they're on their journey, and learning their lessons. It's so hard, when somebody cuts you off while you're driving or whatever, to not get upset or think, oh, that asshole.
What
Excuse
are
me, but
you saying?
and it's why did you bring that into your life? It's so you can judge yourself, but it's also important to really not be too harsh on yourself through all of this process. Um, but to see where are the lessons that that you can learn. Interesting that my throat's having so much trouble right now. Look at Aubrey looking thrilled. um, but yeah, we have our lessons to learn, and being open to seeing them. That's the most important thing. To realize that we're not perfect, and we all have stuff to learn on this journey. I'm done now.
I really love the point that Gina just brought up, that we're not perfect. We're actually meant to make mistakes. There's actually no such thing as a mistake. There's only learning opportunities. And I really love the idea that sometimes when we kind of go off a path, an established path that we thought we were on, and we go over here to learn a little lesson, it's actually because we need information. And so we go over here to learn this lesson, but get information over here that we're going to need to use way over here. And the more that you kind of view the universe as windy paths that are there for experience, so you can experience a journey rather than a straight path where you're trying to get somewhere. There's not a destination necessarily, because the destination is you. And the more that you try to find the destination, the more that you're really just looking for yourself. And you can do that externally and do it externally and do it externally, and you're never going to actually find yourself over here. You're going to find it here. And understanding that you're not perfect, and finding the love for yourself that source has for you. I mean, you were always meant to make every decision you've ever made. That was source's design. And so loving yourself for that, and then choosing into self-love as you make further decisions is the thing. That's the goal. That's do that thing.
Thank you for that. That was very well put about the journey, and it is a windy path, and it's not just, us as humans, we want to make it direct. We want to get there fast. We don't want to mess around with stuff. We want to go fast. But, Source has a different idea of why we're here than why we think we are here. And it really is the journey, like going down a beautiful fairy trail in the forest. Susie, 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 what do those fairies say about this journey today?
Well, thanks, Arlene. I'm really excited about this card today because it is the Diamond Heart Seed Crystal. I have a little crystal here that's very, very similar. And this card is all about Golden Age wisdom, DNA activation, Lemuria, Priestess Awakening, water. And are you aligning to the diamond crystalline frequencies? A new earth is within us, like we've been saying, and a golden age is something we hold in our cellular memory, which we can call forward. And connecting, with crystals is all about connecting to the heart. A pure heart vibration of love is the space that you're all entering right now. And on this card, we have these beautiful golden dolphins, and they bring crystalline light to the planet. And they carry a frequency to upshift energies on Earth, and they bring expansion. And they encourage you to use the crystals to connect so that you can hold and radiate higher frequencies. Now, Lemuria was also known as the motherland. It was a time on earth where the fires of the mother flame and the divine feminine energy were strong. They were unified, they were balanced, beautiful, and free. But since that time, we've suffered a loss of those energies. So, this crystal comes to remind you of your heart and the power and the purity within you. So, this is your invitation. I always have an invitation for you, and this is it to receive the diamond light that is activating through your heart, your cell, and your core. Wow. Anyway, whew, can you tell I'm just talking about it, just, uplifting everybody and all the frequencies. It's so fun. And Aubrey, I also have a quantum tarot card today. It's the 10 of Pentacles solar system. And all planets most likely evolved from stellar dust left over from the birth of the sun. So I guess you could say the sun and the planets are all related. So is the solar system truly harmonious as shown in the 10 of Pentacles? I mean, Pluto is the black sheep of the family. So, are there some tensions and possibly imperfections that we need to overcome within us?
I think that one of the most beautiful things we can see about the solar system is the same grid of source points that we were talking about earlier. I mean, every single one of the planets also has a source point inside of it, and as the group of sorry, how do you say this in English? As each being that's part of the experience, as each planet that's part of the solar system interacts together, it does create a harmony. And that harmony wouldn't be there without black sheep, without some, like, if everything was just lined up perfectly, if everything was perfect sacred geometry, it would get really boring, and it was like pure harmony all the time. That's not actually why we're here outside of source. Source is pure harmony all the time. We have that, we've been there. We're not here to experience pure harmony. We're here to experience what happens if I do this and move just a tiny little bit more, and what kind of harmony and what kind of disharmony happens, and what kind of experiences then come from it.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow. Does that explain it in a whole different perspective? But very in working, working, working together. Wow, that was really grand. Um, um, I think we have incoming, don't we? Beep, 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 beep. Incoming. Who do we have today, Aubrey? Who wants to share a message about this for us today?
Today the dolphins that Susie was speaking about a little bit earlier, are coming in. They are offering everybody who's watching this, they would like to, it's called an attunement, I guess. I would call it an attunement. So they, if you have a clear crystal, a quartz crystal near you, please like just tune into it for a second, and they would like to actually all of us. Let's just be quiet for a second. I have a crystal right here. We're all everyone. If you choose to receive this healing from the dolphins, they would like to attune your frequency to be just a little bit higher. I'm just going to take a moment. Okay, it might still be going for you, but that was lovely. Thank you, dolphins.
Oh, so they're such joyous creatures. They know joy, don't they?
Thank you.
Wow, love and joy, and they just mm, so wonderful. Well, we would like to, if anyone has a comment about what they felt while we were attuning or anything else that we mentioned, please write a comment below. But other than that, we would like to say thank you for joining the Dawn of Ascension show and allowing us to share our views, our tools, and our journey through these wild and wonky times. Bye, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and enjoy your wonderful day. Bye.